I'll give us 3 minutes to unfuckulate this thing.
Hey, we're live.
It lies. Well, we already have 4 people watching, and 1 person already thumbs up. How can you thumbs up something when I haven't even said anything yet? Okay, welcome to Live from Blanket Fort, guys. Jim is off getting his, I don't know what, with the VA, probably the runaround. So I've got...
They're checking his prognosticals.
They're checking his prognosticals.
They're bending and folding him, which makes a very grumpy Jim.
So off screen, we've got, you've heard Rita, prognosticals, Jonna, and Kortnee. So
this is Jonna's commentary for gun grabbers today.
So Jonna
Turn
has
around.
a thing for gun grabbers.
Oh, it's mirrored.
Oh no, it won't
No,
be
it's
on.
not.
Oh,
It won't
okay.
be on their side.
Yeah.
It is on our side, which is really weird to me. So, so say we all.
Yes.
Okay. Let's see. In big news, or any news, LibertyCon has launched their schedules, and so go to LibertyCon and take a look at the schedules. They're doing well, I hope. It looks like I won't be on the No Shit There Was panel this year. However, I will guarantee you there will be at least one going in either the smoke pit or the bar, probably both. So if you want to hear stories, chase down John Ringo. I fully intend on getting Kelly Grayson half a cocktail deep and introducing him to John Ringo and seeing
How big the explosion is.
see if we can do a whirling vortex of awesome. Where do I get what? We've showed so many things.
Oh, I think they mean the As God and Heinlein intended. If you want the North Texas Troublemaker sticker, you got to be in the club.
Yeah.
Oh,
If you want the
the bag of dicks.
You can get those on Amazon every now and then, not always.
www.candyprints.com. 1 bag of dicks. Feel free to send to any congressman or gun grabber that you know.
Yes.
Rampant rodents. Rampant rodents.
In your skull.
Oh,
The
yes.
squirrels.
The squirrels. They're going to feed them pixie sticks.
They're already hyper caffeinated. They don't need anything else.
Lots of sugar.
Yeah, and caffeine. LibertyCon, if you are an attending guest, go by their or professional, go by the LibertyCon webpage, and the list of panels should be up. Click on your name, it should come with a list of panels. We hope to see you there.
I'll be in the craft room.
Jonna's a little grumpy.
No, no, she's not.
Sure.
I am not a professional.
You aren't? You're more professional than I am. Let's see here. What else news do we have? Do we have any news? Do we have anything to
Do
talk
we
about?
have any news? Do we have anything positive to talk about? Let's put it that way, because we could.
In between my ears is oonts, 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 oonts.
I can picture the squirrel conga line.
And squirrels are waving glow sticks in the air. So,
You have those sticks. You have those sticks.
yeah, Kelly's a story. He's Cajun. Well, he's
Yes.
from Louisiana. He's Cajun, and he is a hell of a storyteller. He really is. And he's getting into. He's published some stuff, but more on professional. He's a paramedic. He's one of the finest paramedics in the States, to be honest.
Oh, that's not his major skill, though.
His major skill is storytelling.
His major skill is Ethel Merman duets with Rita.
If you weren't at Tolcon, when we were going to the banquet, Kelly and Rita started Ethel Merman duets in the line. And the amount of thrilled and pleased faces in the line was staggering.
The terror ones were bigger.
And a couple of terrified ones.
And
Oh.
Kelly's not a man you would expect to be able to do that with his voice.
He's a man of many talents.
He is.
He's a paramedic. He's written a lot of paramedic stuff and a semi-autobiographical that came out several years ago. And now he's getting into fiction, and he's really good at it. One of the top stories in the first multi-anthology is his, and he's writing a sequel to it, which he says is even better, and I believe him. So I can't wait to get my hands on it.
RK, thank you. That's a very great compliment. I'm a big fan of Orson Welles.
I'm scared. Oh, okay.
She said I reminded her of Orson Welles. I'm not sure why. I don't sound a thing like him. I'm not nearly that charismatic, but
Which cat is out of the bag? Which cat? Cat? What?
I have no idea.
David, you're going to need to in my head.
Be specific.
You're going to have to be specific. Otherwise,
Orson didn't wear hats very often. RK.
I don't recall him ever wearing that.
Particular look he had on his face.
Well, yeah, okay. I'm a little chubby faced. He wore a hat in the
That's
green.
not-
He wore a hat in the Third Man. He did wear a hat in the Third Man, but it wasn't a fedora. I forget
It's
if it was
the
a Homburg.
head, the particular look in your eyes.
That's
Knock it
technically
off.
not a fedora either.
Ugh.
Yeah, technically.
It's not a fedora. It's not felt.
No, it's not.
So it's not a fedora.
It's a
I know
fedora
hats.
style.
I know hats.
I got accused of wearing a cowboy hat, and I was like, "What the hell are you
What?
looking at?" I
Seriously?
know. This was in Provo, though.
Oh,
So
wow.
Utah.
Utah.
also, it was like a teenager. So I don't expect them to know hats.
No,
I
not
didn't
worth
even know
it.
she was a teenager either.
No, not her. This was a random kid in the lobby.
I think that's something I don't want to inquire into further.
Utah's the land of 18-year-old MILFs.
She wasn't 18, she was 14.
And you can't tell.
There's a MILF at 14.
She looked a lot more than 14.
Way more than 14.
Yeah, no, just walk away.
Yeah,
I'm not saying a word.
It's like, just walk
I'm not
away.
saying a word.
Walk away.
I will say that Salt Lake City Airport International is ground zero for contractor beards and leggings, yoga pants. I swear to God, I haven't seen so many yoga pants and contractor beards, not usually on the same person, by the way, in one
Thankfully.
place in my life. I'll say it's the only airport where when I walk through with my sniper bag, I pick up a police escort. And they're not very good at being sneaky.
They're Salt Lake City cops. They don't need to be sneaky.
They don't do sneaky worth a damn.
They don't need to.
Well, they're the first ones. I mean, I've got a 511 bag which rolls out into a sniper mat. It's a duffel bag that unrolls into a sniper mat, and the 511 sold out with a quickness and apparently never made anymore. I got one of the last ones, and I've been to Chattanooga with it. I've been to somewhere else in Nashville with it. Dallas, and Salt Lake City is the only one where I was walking by with my sniper bag over my shoulder, and 3 cops went.
They were just making sure your spotter didn't connect with you.
I still need to know which cat's out of the bag. I still need to know what cat's out of the bag.
His pen name was out. Is that David Bach?
Yeah.
His pen name was outed.
There was. Did I do it?
No, it's on the LibertyCon site.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
okay. Apparently, David Bach's nom de plume has been released into the wild. Welcome to my world, David. Man,
We're talking about leggings.
what do you mean there are entire sub-threads online for my pinup challenge? What the hell are they talking about?
This pinup?
No.
No,
You are not on Facebook anymore, so you don't get to see it. So,
no. What mean entire threads?
on Discord, there's a writing channel that
Okay.
has threads about
Okay.
the pinup challenge.
Oh, okay. You
Why
said
threads?
Facebook.
Why threads? You
Well,
haven't seen the
Facebook is
picture.
where it started.
Facebook is where it started. Now we're on Discord.
Okay.
In a different yeah.
Yes, I know it's a well-defended anthology. Raptor, I'm trying to figure out what threads.
Oh, they're going over, what would be appropriate for the time period for the picture, because we haven't actually released guidelines yet.
I would like folks to remember that
Here we go again.
not that. Yes, that. But we'll stick a pin in that one. When I do an anthology, everything is negotiable, save only that it be entertaining. That is non-negotiable. If I do an anthology, the stories must be entertaining. Everything else is negotiable. Length, genre, all negotiable. That pinup could be neo-noir, 40s noir. It could be urban fantasy. It could be true detective. Hell, it could be science fiction. And I don't care. As long as if we launch that anthology,
There are conditions.
there are two conditions that have not yet been met. If we launch it, I don't care what the genres are, as long as it's inspired by that pinup and it's entertaining. Please bear that in mind. Anytime, if I ever do an anthology again,
Well,
When
and
if I ever do an anthology again, entertaining is the only golden rule. The stories have to be entertaining. That's it. Everything else is negotiable.
Cannot bugs. Okay, koala's twisted.
we knew that.
And
I'm gonna say, this is not news.
Not many people read Kafka for the jollies.
I tried reading Kafka. I binged it. It's just not my bag of fish. I have mucho fun with the pinup stories. How can we be having fun with the pinup stories? I haven't even done the damn thing yet.
They're writing them. I'm not going to stop them from writing. I will encourage it.
How could you stop them from writing?
Exactly.
Okay, moving on. Is there anything not involving pinups we could talk about or anthologies?
I mean, we could talk about lots of things. I can yammer for hours on many subjects.
We know this.
We live with you.
And I'm mostly quiet around you.
Our house is remarkably quiet. It's rather surprising, but our little home is very, very subdued, except for Henry.
Yes, we've got the Malta anthologies. We have Space Cowboys, and that will be the Space Cowboys will be the last anthology, if well defended, which we have to find another name because that's a terrible name. If the pinup anthology conditions aren't met, I'm not doing any more anthologies till conditions are met on that one.
Okay.
What are the conditions for that one?
Sarah Hoyt writes me a Malta story and a story for the pinup anthology.
By the way, she's writing.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Oh, we have Wendell.
so this is I'm busily working on new Wendell shirts, and I must really love you people to actually sew these little silly things. So here's the new Wendell shirt. You may notice that Wendell has little manatees all over his
Wendell has
little
a
shirt.
manatee shirt.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh my God, are these things annoying to me?
Oh, the tiny manatee.
I will have some at that. So
Mhm.
editing. You guys could talk about editing.
Please do, because right now I'm in the middle of editing and it
Yeah.
sucks. I can't
There are
edit my own
two
stuff.
editors sitting right there. People who do this stuff. You should be talking about some writing shit. So it doesn't involve another book or anthology.
Don't look at me like that.
It's the only face I have.
You're not nearly as sneaky as you think you are.
This is the only face I have. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't edit my own stuff. My hat's off to you guys for being able to edit stuff. I can't do it. I'm trying to edit some right now, and oh god, it's
Editing yourself is always a pain in the ass. I
Can't
mean,
do it.
it just is. It's difficult, and you have to put yourself outside of the story, and usually that means time.
I can't do it. I can't. It's the story is a film in my head,
Hmm.
and once it's save for one, once it's published,
Mhm.
I spot all of the spelling errors right off the bat.
That's how you introduce them. They're all fine until you hit publish, and then
Yeah.
all of a sudden there's new ones.
Apparently, little gnomes go running through my manuscript and change shit because it's like, where the hell did that come from?
Mhm. There will always be another there will always be at least one more typo
Of course.
forever and ever.
Amen.
I had one book that I thought I'd gone through multiple revisions of just fixing typos as people told me about them. And then it went on an Amazon promo for half off, and all of a sudden I had 115 reports of more typos. Like, this made it through 7 editors. 7. It about killed me. So I've gotten better, I hope. Like having Microsoft Word or Google read it to me.
Oh,
And then it takes it out of my voice into a different voice, and I can find.
Or even without
Little
text to
bits.
speech, just reading something out loud, you hear things that, or having someone read it out loud to you.
Or
You-
going backwards.
Okay.
I did that one for college papers. I'd start from the bottom and start reading backwards. And since it's taking it out of the context I was originally reading it in,
Right.
you find more.
That's a way to find typos, yes.
Mhm. So
Making it read smoothly, I don't know that reading backwards would work, but maybe. But typos and grammar.
oh, Jim isn't here. I should have done that. We're at LibertyCon, the Tales from Trailer Park anthology, which is up for an Imaginarium award at Imaginarium Con. Imagicon?
I don't know it.
Something in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yeah, Imaginarium. It's a
In Louisville, Kentucky. It's up for an award there. It's also apparently getting nominated for a dragon.
Oh, darn. Now,
So
if we could get the Knights of Malta nominated for a dragon?
nope, doesn't qualify.
yeah,
Oh, darn.
thank God.
We
Why
have others that will qualify. Just say.
I thought for dragon, at any time up to 1st of July publication.
I think it's
year up.
it's the genre,
We don't have
Oh.
enough sci-fi in it. Sci-fi or fantasy.
Oh,
and that's okay.
Or historical fiction, which is fine. The Space Cowboys one, if we don't get nominated next year, I'll be very surprised.
What's a dragon? Dragon is the award for Dragon Con. Gives these lovely little frozen flaming teardrops. It's their version of the Hugo Awards. And
Yeah, it's fan award. It got started up after the Hugos got corrupted around 2015, and they Dragon Con is huge. They're smallest year is like 20,000 people, and usually it's way more than that.
60,000
Yeah,
people.
60,000 people at Dragon Con, which blows Worldcon out of the water, and they're like, "Hey, we've got more fans here. Let's do a fan award and set up the rules so that they can't be taken over by a small cadre of politically active twits."
I was just say ass weasels, but that's just me.
I was being polite. You don't have to be.
Where is DragonCon?
Dragon Con,
Atlanta,
Atlanta, yeah.
in the summertime. All the sweaty boys in costumes. There's not enough degrees in the world. So
Jonna has opinions. They're probably accurate.
who does that in the summer?
Apparently, Dragon
It's end of August, early September.
Labor Day, isn't it?
I think so, yeah.
I so want to stand around in a lobby with a whole bunch of people who've been out in a parade in the middle of the afternoon in 90-degree weather in fake leather and plastic costumes.
And
In
latex.
hot Atlanta.
Yeah, in latex.
Spandex is a privilege. And you can make it the right way that almost anybody can wear it. Almost anybody.
If you've got it, flaunt it. If you've got 5 times it, flaunt it in pink spandex.
Flaunt it in a way that works and fitting matters.
That
Because
is
all sizes can wear
appropriate.
it, but it has to be done right.
It has to be appropriate to you.
Yes. If you're not
Oh,
a size
dear.
2, don't buy size 2 spandex. It doesn't work.
Kermit says that he can see the smell from here.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
We did not eat the ×2 spicy ramen. We passed it off to Jim, who apparently broke into sweats.
Oh, I think I know the ramen you're talking about. And yeah, the straight hot version of that is quite hot enough. I lived in China. I had hot food. The ×2 spicy ramen melts your brain.
Well, it didn't melt enough because Jim's still functional.
Well, it's Jim.
At that point.
What? That's functional?
for for definitions of functional, yes.
Well, all right. I mean,
We have 17 people watching and 5 thumbs up.
That's a very low ratio. More of you need to hit the thumbs up.
6 now.
7.
Well, yeah,
Nine,
9. There we go.
10.
Woohoo!
Field trip.
Speaking of ramen, has anybody priced ramen in the stores right now?
Nope.
I buy it by the case.
Have you priced your cases recently?
Mm-hmm.
Lord have mercy.
Everything's going
Everything
up.
has gone up.
It's,
Gas is almost $10 a gallon in California now.
no, that's California.
Well, it is California, but that's insane,
Have you
even
seen-
for
Have
California.
you seen the price here? It'll hit $5.
Yeah,
Come
I,
30 cents in 3 days.
Yeah.
I put $20 in my car the other day, and it barely put in a quarter tank. That's
Yep.
nuts. $20 should be a fill up. I know, I'm old fashioned.
It was a fill
It
up.
was a fill-up. I just bought an SUV.
Yes, well,
No, I needed it. It's an appropriate size vehicle for me. I needed everything that goes with it, but ugh, that
Yeah.
hurts.
My 2002 GMC pickup, I put $50 in it the other day, got half a tank for $50.
Mm-hmm.
so I have a theory that explains why 2022 is going the way it is.
Democrats suck, Hein.
It's more
That-
specific than that. Soylent Green is set in 2022, and I think Joe Biden wants to live in that world.
He's getting there.
Yes, he is.
You're one of the first people put in the chipper.
They weren't chippers. It was a very nice and pleasing ending.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, when you set up an Amish Uber,
Yes. Yes, we
plump,
do.
clip, plump, clip, plump, honk. Rides here. Amish Uber. Well, we could do it here in Texas.
Be good.
Put a big the black U on the white square on the horse's butt.
So instead of a 2-hour ride to Dallas, it would be a day and a half.
And
And?
pay for the bale of hay. It'll be cheaper than a gallon of gasoline.
That's fair.
Mhm.
We don't have big enough pasture.
Also true.
No,
It's all because of squirrels that are chasing on wires in the LHC.
The idea of Joe Biden being cognizant, he is aware of where he is most of the time. He has,
After the airset kicks in.
yeah, he does wander off and get lost, but he's not so far gone that he's basically a meat puppet like Bernie and Weekend at Bernie's. It's not that bad yet, granted, but it's possible to oversell his non-compos mentis status. I don't think it's quite that bad. He's not in charge.
Non-compost alpo.
Quite frankly, I'm fairly certain he wasn't compost mentis when he first got elected.
He was never very smart to begin with. There's only so far down he can go.
Mhm.
Well,
Unlike
now
Kamala.
that you've said that,
Unlike Kamala.
now that you've said that and cursed us, I mean, he's like in a serious competition with Jimmy Carter, and I really don't want him to win. Because I lived through Carter.
He-
I did too.
He's
Carter
already worse than Carter because Carter actually liked the country. Say what you want about him.
Yeah, just
He's in competition with Woodrow Wilson.
oh,
Oh.
oh,
Oh.
oh.
Ah.
Nothing about that's happy.
Yeah.
So in other news,
In other news,
Kortnee, how are your books doing in Germany and France?
Germany and France are doing very well by me.
And you've got a third country or language you're translating to, right?
Not yet.
You're about to, though.
Portuguese is probably next, possibly Spanish. I have to decide.
just out of curiosity, why Portuguese?
Brazil.
I actually sell English. I actually sell in Brazil.
Oh.
As in my
That
some
makes
English
sense.
books. Not as much as I'd like to, but it's up there. Although Recorded Books has a Spanish division, so I might go Spain first because they're interested in my German books and my French books as well. So I might have audiobooks in 3 languages by the end of the year.
And how is that doing for your sales?
Germany and France have been very good to me.
That's good.
Yes, so the sales are good. I think I've earned out on the audiobooks. I'll find out at the end of the month. But,
Well done.
yeah, and I just released book 6 in the series. So Pursued by the Alien Pirate is not pirate, totally different, is up. There is a dragon and a self-rescuing princess. It's a lot of fun.
I'm intrigued already.
It's a lot of fun.
Now I want Pursued by the Alien Pirate, though.
Yar.
Okay, so I've written that one. I don't think it's going to come out. That was for my personal edification.
Okay.
So
Nope.
nope.
Not going there.
I wrote it
Not
for
going there.
fun.
Not going there.
The ones you write for fun are the ones that are supposed to sell best.
Yeah, that has never worked for me.
Okay.
Which is really sad because they're the most fun, but they're the ones I'm like, this is great. Everyone's like, yeah, that's terrible. Some things. Are you okay?
Do we need to call someone?
Yeah, that's kind of. Are you feeling all right, Courtney? I'm fine. Why?
Apparently,
What's your book.
Pursuit by Alien Pirate should fit into the Cowboys and Space anthology.
Yes.
Yes.
Space cowboys and
already-
space pirates.
I already have a space cowboy story started. Thank you very
So
much.
another pen name, another story.
Was that a carp?
No, well,
No, it was not a carp. It was a space lady.
I threw a space babe at him.
Space Babe. Okay.
Throwing space babes at me is approved.
Yeah.
Another one of those.
No,
Hey, Don. How you doing?
just said space samurai.
Oh, Shitora.
If we do 7 samurai in space, it has to be better than the 7 Ferengi.
They've already done 7 Samurai in Space. It's Battle Beyond the Stars. It's okay.
If we do 7 samurai in space.
Nope, not going there. Not going there.
Space pirate versus space ninja.
You know what would be perfect?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Ethel Erman singing the Star Trek theme.
Yes,
Yes,
it would. So I saw a clip on YouTube from about 1980. Merv Griffin had on his show Myrna Loy, Ethel Merman, some opera singer, Italian woman who I'd not heard of. And then the final one he brought out was Lillian Gish from Silent Cinema. And she came out and she said, if you expect me to sing, I'm just not going to. It was very funny. I didn't see the Ethel Merman singing part.
Apparently, hey, hon, apparently you broke Rick T.
So sorry. that was a one-off. That's never happening again. Oh no, honey, you and Kelly need to do that with Harmony in the right wigs and dresses. So
Reed has just announced that will never happen again.
Well, you know how that works.
yeah, that's whenever you say that, it means it happens in perpetuity. So
Oh, Mona Lisa, did you get #1 bestseller? Apparently,
oh, she did.
Little Sister got an orange tag.
Yay!
Woohoo! Yay!
Yeah.
Go, Mona Lisa.
Orange tags are awesome.
Yes, orange tags are great. What?
Jason.
Oh. So, Mona Lisa Foster, my adopted little sister, you need to go buy her book. You got the orange tag. We need to keep her with an orange tag for as long as possible.
And also buy the rest of her books.
Yeah, and by the rest of the books. Starving authors need to be fed. Buy their books.
Mm-hmm.
My ears are not that bad.
Yeah, we haven't put any alcohol in them yet.
No. Seriously, Mona Lisa, that's great. We are so pleased for you. She's a really good author. I don't know why she isn't more.
What was her news that I missed?
She's got an orange tag. Her book's selling really well.
Yes.
Yay,
Yes.
congratulations. And apparently an invitation to the big dinner. And then we
Oh, darn.
You know they'll just let anybody into that. I heard Ian's been by.
No.
I'll see y'all later.
Not going.
Okay.
Not going.
Good
You
luck
should.
with that.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it's not going to happen.
Okay.
Starving author, starving corgis. Yes, Corgi-san has obviously been fed on nothing but pebbles and pine cones. He is withering away from starvation.
Sure. The most expensive corgi in creation.
Oh my gosh.
I am constantly assured by Henry the cat that his food bowl is empty. He takes me to look at it and looks very, very confused when I say, yes, there's plenty of food there.
So now you understand that really, I just brought you up from LA because Henry needed a pet.
And if you're going to LibertyCon, Mona Lisa will be there. So bring your copy of the book so she can autograph it. She loves giving autographs. Just chase her down the hall. She'll be fine.
Introverts, aren't we fun?
She's going to stab me.
Uh-huh.
She's going to stab me so bad. We do love Mona Lisa. She's a sweetheart. Let's see. So LibertyCon's coming up in 12 days.
10.
10 days.
Bloody hell.
10 days.
Bloody hell. Okay.
Yes.
So one of the panels I've got is I've only got 4 things on the list, which is kind of nice. One of the panels is Three Ravens Publishing's doing a mass author signing on the Trailer Park Anthology, so I'll be there.
Mhm.
And I think state of self-publishing.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You and Jim and Dorothy are on that one.
So apparently,
Somebody doesn't know Henry. So
Oh, okay. Henry the cat looks like this.
that's Henry.
And this is his attitude.
He's the most interesting cat in the world.
Most interesting cat in the world,
He's
or
also a published author.
so he thinks. Yes.
Yes.
Would you flip through and show his deep thoughts tonight?
Oh, yes. The very deep thoughts of Henry the cat. As you can tell, he thinks a lot.
So I'm going to get up there and say, don't drink and do anthologies. That will be my contribution to the state of self-publishing today. Don't drink and do anthologies.
I will be in the audience waving at you with alcohol. Just saying.
Get the little mini bottles so you can throw them at him.
They're Airplane bottles.
Paintballs that are loaded up
Well,
with
you want to make sure
whiskey.
they're plastic, but yeah.
Paintballs with whiskey.
Yes.
That works.
Ooh, the little buzz balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, has anybody seen those little, or is it just me? The little Tide Pods full of booze?
Yes, that's what I was talking about.
That's what we're talking about.
yeah,
Buzz balls.
I'm not sure if I'm horrified or intrigued.
Yes.
Yes, all of the above.
Also, they're tasty, at least the ones I've had.
Really?
I mean, they're not like super hard Everclear or anything.
No, it's generally supposed to be really good booze.
Yeah.
And it comes in a Tide Pod.
Uh-huh.
Again, don't know if I'm horrified or intrigued, but it's
Well,
just,
they took a stupid thing and turned it into something nice.
We need a bowl of those at FenCon.
The Tide Pod Challenge, but now it's booze.
Oh, we could totally do that.
you guys are evil.
Oh, we should totally add that to the party at FenCon.
You guys are evil.
I just really think they're helping Darwin along on this one.
Darwin doesn't need help. Darwin's doing just fine.
Lower the drinking age to 18 and take the warning labels off of everything, and things will get better.
Oh, apparently there's going to be anthologies for fun and profit symposium in the bar after the.
I am
Fun, yes. Profit? We'll see.
I'll be sure to bring my phone and record the verification of the next 6.
I'm not drinking that much. I am not drinking that much. I have learned my lesson. If there's oil fire or a good bourbon or gin and tonic, I'm going to put the brakes on that because
Oil fire is really good.
the oil fire is really good and it causes anthologies.
So lots of oil fire at
Ew.
every con he appears at.
Ew.
It's like tequila causes children. Right?
Yep.
Mhm.
Oil fire, but yeah, it does.
Oil fire apparently causes anthologies because
Yes.
damn, they're still giving me they're razzing me about the Your Honor, I can explain anthology, which I was not that drunk. I don't remember.
You said yes.
You said yes.
We were
I-
all-
I was not that
we
drunk.
were sitting right there.
You weren't
I-
that drunk, but you did say yes.
You did say
And
yes.
it's on the schedule.
Uh-huh.
Seriously?
It's written down.
Oh, God
You
damn
can't
it.
argue with the
It's
list.
already on the list. I mean, it's done.
And there's another one after that, the sequel.
Yes.
I definitely did agree to that one.
Yes, you did.
You agreed to
You and Tori
3.
were telling stories in the middle. We got to talking about that, and then you said yes and went off to another story. I was right there.
Shit.
Your Honor, I can explain what happened was, and I forget what the
had
third.
happened was.
I forget what the third one was titled.
Cedar at 2.
Yes, how dare she tell the truth?
Damn it. How the hell am I getting roped into all these anthologies?
Roped.
Stand still around us?
And you say yes all too often.
That's the thing. I don't.
You did say
You
yes.
did.
We heard you.
And you
Multiple
said,
witnesses.
Okay, that sounds great.
That's not exactly.
That's a double positive. I take that as consent. So be careful. So,
When did I what?
Way to go, Cedar. You know-
is there a blade right there?
No, there isn't, so I can't cut the cake. Sorry. So the way to get out of anthologies is to write more of your own original work.
I can't because I'm too busy writing shit for anthologies.
So get those off of your plate and then write a novel.
Apparently, every time I try, somebody hands me another bottle of oil fire.
I failed to see how this is an issue.
Mhm.
So,
You don't have a con where you get oil fire every single month.
No, but I've got how many anthologies backed up so far? If I do one story a month, which is pretty good for me.
So speed up.
So I'm good for the next 20 years
So
so
speed
far.
up.
So far. And now little sister's getting in on it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, all right. Remind me, somebody give me a note that once I've had at least one cocktail, go chase down my little sister and get her to agree to deliver some books and some stories.
She's, you know, she could do a space samurai story for the Space Cowboys.
she totally could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Ha! Okay, Mona Lisa, Space Samurai for the Space Cowboy Anthology.
Samurai Wolf in space. Goyoken. I'm naming old samurai movies that aren't by Kurosawa. Sword of Doom.
Ooh, Corgi Samurai. I want a Corgi Samurai.
Corgi Samurai.
Corgi Samurai.
Corgi Samurai meets Kortnee Samurai.
That would be fun.
Mona Lisa, I want a Corgi story with a samurai.
I want a Samurai Corgi.
No Corgi Samurai.
Well, now y'all got somebody else to pick on instead of me.
Oh no, honey.
Nice try.
We have lots of energy.
We have,
So
mhm.
we have lots.
we can handle multiples.
I just
it's okay.
have a mental picture. I need to learn how to draw because I could draw a Corgi Samurai.
Mhm.
Well, Cedar's right there. So
Corgi Samurai.
Oh,
Here you.
we should go talk to James Young's wife, Anita.
She does. She does
Yeah.
portraits.
Yeah,
Oh.
we should
Of a
have little
Corgi Samurai?
portrait of Mona Lisa's dog being a Corgi Samurai.
And then we present it to her, say right off, right inspired by this
Yeah.
picture.
Yes.
And that would be fun.
Apparently, corgi-san can't be trusted. He's a corgi.
So we fixed him. In
Wow, there's a
fiction.
threat.
I
I'll just stand there with a nice big rubber band going snap, snap, snap.
Ian, exit pursued by anthology. You guys are really riding this one to death.
David Bach, why did you make it singular?
Really, it's more like a stampede, honestly.
Yes,
It really is.
pursued by
Anymore?
multiple anthologies.
Corgi-san has no honor. Oh, he's a corgi. He has his own version of honor.
Mhm.
He has corgis have codes.
Mhm.
Nobody can understand them, but they do operate by code. Watch the butt. Watch the butt.
Yeah.
Okay, so on to something besides anthologies.
Okay.
Mhm.
Mona Lisa, you owe me at least one story.
I thought you were changing the subject.
I am. I
Okay.
just
Uh-huh.
his version involves food or anything that has had molecular contact with food. Okay, sounds like a perfect opening line for a story.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
Oh, look, Mona Lisa's done what I do on a regular basis. What?
But
What? Oh, so
I could smell the bratwurst on him.
there you
Yes.
go.
Little sister.
I like it.
She's
There
now
you go.
imitating Sergeant Schultz.
That's okay. I'll get her chased down at LibertyCon. Oh, she's already seen that. Of course she has. Why is this a surprise? Corgis.
Corgis. Oh, they're adorable.
They're also they're not quite as adorable
Oh, yeah.
as dachshunds, but they're getting there.
He's the second one.
I like that, but
Not as cute, but
Well-
it's adorable. But
it's less samurai armor and more just lamellar, which is not bad. Okay, you're complaining an awful lot about sounds like altogether pleasant drinking. I don't mind drinking. Matter of fact, sometimes drinking, and I hate to say this, it makes me sound like a lush. For any extended peopling, especially in confined spaces,
Yes. Lubrication. Social lubrication.
well, it takes the edge off.
Yes.
It takes the edge off of the information overload. That
Okay, so this time nobody gets to pop balloons in the bar because like 5 guys like dove for their guns. It was should not be doing shit like that at LibertyCon of all places.
Yes.
yeah.
when at the I don't know if it's last Recon that
It was you and
Well,
Jay and I were in the bar.
Yeah.
Samurai Corgi versus Ninja Chiweenies. Yes. Yes. We need this. We need it as a coloring book.
so we were in a
Somebody
bar
needs to break the battle scene.
and I had just got done with a panel
You
I
just
forget-
come off of no shit there I was.
Well, did I?
Vibrating in place.
and the conovers, bless their hearts, it was me and Rita and the conovers and Jonna. And we were in the bar, and Kirk is pounding something down me to get me to stop vibrating. And somebody popped a balloon, and I came off the bench looking for a fight. And Kirk said that was the fastest he ever seen anybody move in his life.
Yeah, well, it wasn't just you though.
Yeah,
It
I
was,
know.
like, 3 or 4 other guys did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
I was like, that was not real smart.
No.
So,
I saw the bartender moving towards that group with quickness, too. I think I got a little startled.
Do you guys want to live the night? Because you need to not do that.
I did. I bounced up going for a knife. Ian needs a drink named after him.
Yes,
Okay.
there needs to be a law dog.
Okay. I have no idea what will be in it.
oh, we need a law dog.
No, I have not. Probably based on oil fire.
We need a
Probably.
Fox, little sheriff outfit.
Yes. A
But
fox in a
I'm
sheriff
retired.
outfit named Law Dog.
But I'm retired.
Mhm.
Uh huh.
Okay.
It's kind of like being a former Marine.
A cocktail called the Anthology Agreement.
Ever clear, ever clear, ever clear, and ever clear. With a dash of oil fire for flavor.
Okay, so that's gotta happen. Okay, we gotta talk to Dave about that for the bar.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Oh dear.
I can start someone working on that today.
Rick T wrote a comment, Legionnaire Amour, and I don't quite know what that's in
Armor.
response
Legionnaire
to.
armor. The
Armor. Oh,
the
okay.
lamellar armor on that corgi. It's not exactly. One, it's leather, where samurai armor was a lot of lacquered wood.
Right.
It's not exactly Legionnaire armor either, but it's close.
Okay. But what I was going to lead into was there was a whole subgenre of French Foreign Legion stories, most of which are in the public domain because they were published in the pulps and never republished, and nobody renewed them. I love those stories. Anthology contract. No, in order to be a Robert Ludlum title, it has to have a Greek letter in there. No, Robert Ludlum did the Ix Agenda, the Parsifal Mosaic,
right.
the Holcroft Covenant. No, anthology contract is close, but contract is too common a word. Now, if you'd made it the Anthology Compact, that might work. If there's a harsher, stronger word that's more or less synonymous, like with contract, that would work.
The Anthology Disagreement. You're having one. No, I'm not.
Now that works.
I'm gonna have to try oil fire and ginger ale.
That would be good.
I don't know if it would or not. That's a little complex. I tend towards simple cocktails.
So avoid oil fire and Verners then.
Oh. The Anthology Covenant. There you go.
The Anthology Covenant.
Although these days somebody would say,
The
"Oh,
Anthology
Halo."
Ambush.
People hear Covenant these days, and immediately, especially kids, "Oh, Halo."
There are worse things.
Yeah. Okay. I will say one thing about anthology. The fact, the reason I'm not a big fan of anthologies, they're exhausting for me.
Yeah.
And I'm not even doing the work. Kortnee's actually doing the work. I'm just standing there looking pretty, according to everybody in this room. My job is to stand there and look pretty.
But it's still, your head goes into all those different worlds, and that's kind of exhausting. I know.
I do read all of the stories. And I do have final say on a bunch of stuff. And I'm busy bugging the crap out of a whole bunch of governments right now. So,
Jesse, yes, the story of French Foreign Legion stories is really interesting. They were, it's very complex, and I won't go into the whole history, but basically they became super popular because of Beau Geste, which I don't like as a story, but I love everything that resulted from it. And yeah, they were popular for about 50 years. Roughly. And, you know, I mean, that's why Foreign Legion, like knockoffs show up in Bugs Bunny, Abbott and Costello, Laurel and Hardy. They all made fun of it because it was so popular for so long. And there were like maybe a dozen authors who were regularly putting them out.
In the 60s and 70s, there was an ensemble, a British ensemble comedy. Carry-Ons.
Yep.
And they did one called Carry On, Follow That Camel. That was their rip on Beau Geste. And I personally find it hilarious as hell, but that's just me.
I tried a couple of the Carry-On movies, and they were a bit too British for me.
Oh, they're
in the sense of like, I love Monty Python. I actually like Benny Hill, which is
different kettle of fish.
Yeah. Carry-On is
very British.
The comparison I would make, although it's not the same type of comedy, was Are You Being Served?
Yes.
And I didn't ever really appreciate that either. I mean, I got what they were doing, and it never made me laugh.
It's very much an acquired taste.
Okay.
I love Are You Being Served?
That's great.
No.
I'm not saying it's bad.
I lived Are You Being Served?
I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying I didn't laugh. And
The,
like the last Carry On film had Rick Mayall in it, and he's great.
Oh, yeah.
Was great.
I have to go watch those. Then.
The thing, the carry-ons, the quality very much went up and down.
Okay.
Even though I love Carry On Follow That Camel, it's not one of their better ones because they brought in an American, and they were trying to pump up their popularity with this American, and they shouldn't have done it. But Carry On Screaming, which was a rip-off of horror
The
movies.
Universal horror movies. I think I tried that one.
Yeah,
In
and-
particular, the makeup was actually really good, and like the ambiance of it was good, and I just wasn't laughing. The girls were pretty too, so
The Carry On Up the Khyber was also pretty good.
didn't see that one.
That is Flashman.
I
Oh, Flashman.
would have
my
guessed
God.
that. Yeah.
I love the Flashman.
Oh, Original Mummy of Brendan Fraser, one of my all-time. I was waiting for that. I
It's a
was waiting
wonderful film. I love it.
There are no others.
The Boris Karloff mummy counts because Boris Karloff.
I like Boris Karloff. Does not count. There are no others. This was the best
I'm
one.
sorry, Boris Karloff with the shirt off is not the same.
I'll
Mm.
grant you.
Anyway,
And
The
yes,
Mummy,
this does not say time goes.
Jono, Kermit wants to know about Keeping Up Appearances, which strikes me as a British show that you would love if you don't know it.
It's a British show, and yes, I do love it. Look at it.
The Bouquets. He just asked if you knew about it.
Yes, I do.
Oh, he also says he knows folks that show resembles. And
Oh,
yes, I think everybody knows a few bouquets.
I know far too
Buckets.
many people.
Bucket.
That, yeah,
Mr. and Mrs. Bucket.
most of them are opera singers.
Don't forget
Okay.
Marty Feldman's The Last Remake of Beau Geste. I'd like to. Marty Feldman was a comic genius. Marty Feldman was a comic genius who needed controlling influences around him when he was on his own. Most of his comedy didn't work. He also had this really weird parody of religion in America. I can't even remember the name of it. And it was a good idea, and it's a terrible movie.
Young Frankenstein?
No. This was like 5-6 years after Young Frankenstein.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, Marty Feldman with other really strong comic presences, great. The Last Remake of Beau Geste, not so much.
He was brilliant in Young Frankenstein.
Feldman was a comic genius. He was a little like Jim Carrey in that he needed a powerful control over him to direct him and to rein him back when he needed it.
Some of the better comics were that way.
Yes.
What's his nuts? Dorf.
Oh, Tim Conway.
Tim Conway
Yes.
needed
Oh my God.
somebody. That man needs somebody to rein him in.
Yes, but when he went on, it was sometimes glorious.
The elephants.
The elephant story. Yes. When you can knock Dick Van Dyke off the couch because he's laughing so hard, you're funny.
But you know what? Vicki Lawrence actually upped him.
Yes, she did.
That was beautiful.
That was like amazing.
And apparently, she'd been waiting all season to
Well,
zap him.
It was the first time she ever did something like that on the show.
And it was the last season.
Yeah, and she'd been waiting to zap him because apparently, now I don't know how true this is. I read somewhere that he would do the first take flawlessly, or the practice,
Yeah.
Hmm.
the rehearsal. He would do it flawlessly, and then start improvising for the actual taping. And
And they would take both.
They would tape both so they could use the original if they needed to, but they rarely did. Marty Feldman and James Mason in Yellowbeard. I saw Yellowbeard when it first hit cable. I was probably 10. I don't remember it that fondly, but it sounds like a good combination. I love both of them. James Mason wasn't particularly a comic actor, but
I knew not so much.
a really good actor. So yeah, I can see the pair being, maybe the movie isn't that great and the pair of them working together is. I don't know. The Goon Show cassette tapes. Yes, absolutely. I'm a fan of Spike Milligan's Eccles. Is that right? Oh, you don't know the Goon Show? Really? Okay.
Nope. Yeah.
That's weird.
Wow.
The Goon Show was Spike Milligan, Peter Sellers, Marty Feldman, and one other guy, and I can't remember his name, and I'm going to get shellacked for not remembering, but it was wonderful, basically radio comedy.
Well, Chris and I got really burned out on TV because when we were in Nigeria, the Doctor Who, the first 4 Doctor Who's got serialized in these books. little pocketbooks.
Hmm.
And Chris and I devoured those things. Didn't have TV in West Africa, so we devoured the Doctor Who. And what I built in my head was glorious. And then we spent 2 months in London, and I got to watch Doctor Who.
And it was done on $1.98 on videotape.
You're being generous there, my friend. It was
Doctor Who
it was
lived
bloody
and,
awful.
it lived and died on the writing and occasionally on good acting.
I was watching, the Daleks in my head. The Daleks were this. I wrote, shame to say it, fanfic
Hmm.
around Daleks, and
Do you still have that?
That sounds like a yes, and he doesn't want to admit it because you shut him
and
up.
I'm watching the BBC and the Daleks, which go by direct current. As they're going across the floor, that's supposed to be powering their little chassis. You can see the plywood flexing at the joints. It's like, oh dear, and that ruined me for a bunch of TV after that.
Okay.
Because they fucked up everything that was in my head. That is glorious. Doctor Who, 1 through 4. I think we had, if we didn't have all the books, we had 90% of them.
Hmm.
And we had devoured all of these. And we built the Doctor Who. We knew what he looked like because he was always on the front of the book. And we had built these glorious, because the writing was beautiful. I thought it was beautiful. I may be wrong, because I used to think Edgar Rice Burroughs was beautiful too. Don't get me wrong. Still love Edgar Rice Burroughs. That is comfort reading. But thanks to my little sister, I analyzed it, and ouch.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, ouch. I still love it, but ouch. Anyway, so I
It's a
had,
gateway drug.
but
Mhm.
yeah, it's definitely a gateway drug, especially if you're a kid.
Yes.
If you're a 10-year-old in Africa and somebody hands you Princess of Mars,
I think it was Ray Bradbury who said that the golden age of science fiction is between 12 and 14 years old.
so I believe it.
Mhm.
So
Yes.
yes, that's when you read Burroughs and Heinlein. And
Well,
I read Heinlein too
the
young.
engineers in West Africa, or Africa period, were big on science fiction, but they had the hard sci-fi stuff,
Hmm.
which is, as a 10, 12-year-old, I wasn't real, not a big fan. And my father always said, you need to read this. And it's like, hard sci-fi, yay. And then somebody slipped me a copy of Princess of Mars. And I read every Edgar Rice Burroughs I could find. And then went on to Doctor Who. And it's all pulp. It's all trash. It's all garbage. And God, I loved it. God, I loved
I
it.
object to calling pulp trash, but I know what you mean.
No, the Carson Napier of Venus
Hmm.
was even better. And that was Edgar Rice Burroughs too. I think.
Yes, it was.
um, Conan. We read Conan. We read.
Do not call Robert E. Howard trash. We will fight.
No, Robert E. Howard was. Anybody's read Red Nails? If you
Yes.
take Red Nails apart, it is a glorious bit, and it's. I loved it when I first read it, and I didn't know why I loved it. I knew this was really good writing.
Yep.
And then I tore it apart, and oh my God, that is a glory. I hope one day to write as well a short story as good as that one, because damn, he knit that together well.
It's one of his last ones too.
Yeah.
So he took everything he had learned, did that, and then anyway.
Well, The Star Is My Destination. Alfred Bester is another.
Alfred Bester.
Do you want me to go on about Alfie Bester? Because I can.
Alfred Bester.
So can I.
Another one of those gateway books was Star Is My Destination, which is, I don't care what anybody says, I reread it about once a year.
Yep.
And it's still glorious. It's a glorious bit of writing. It really is.
It is.
And Hollywood's optioned it.
Oh, they've optioned it since the 70s. They're
Well,
never going to make it.
Oh God, I hope not, because
They've done that in the Demolish Man. They've renewed options on those
I didn't
since the 70s.
I didn't like to Demolish Man as much as I liked.
There's always, like, you can tell a lot about a person by which one they like better.
Yeah.
Both of them are glorious books. But yes, The Star Is My Destination is better.
Yes, Star Is My Destination is a fantastic, and I love it because it shows what you can do with bare bones.
Hmm.
He builds this world with it's very sparse, but it's a glorious world.
I think I know what you mean. He gets he puts the world fully in your head with not a lot of detail. And part of
you
that,
fill in the blanks. and
part
it's
of that is
glorious.
because he wrote for comic books in the 40s.
Yep.
And if you want to know how good Alfred Bester was as a writer, he was uncredited because comic books didn't do credits at the time. He's the guy who came up with the Green Lantern Oath that is still used to this day.
Yep.
And the fact that he came up with the Green Lantern Oath explains the Demolished Man very well.
Yes, and I mean that's just, and that to me that was it was high science fiction. Was The Stars My Destination? It made me think about more than just the story and me. It was a beautiful look at the world.
Yep.
Without any, there's no message fiction to it, but it was still a here's the world, good, bad, ugly. It's like, ooh.
I think you could argue there's some message to it.
Yes, but it's so well done, you don't notice it.
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying
there's
the
always,
way it ends is making a particular point, and I'm copacetic with that point, but he's making a point.
It's also the ending is not only making a point, it's very, very uplifting. Not uplifting. It's looking towards the future with, I've lost words. My fucking squirrels just went apeshit.
Looking toward a more populist future where people have controlled their own destinies instead of being controlled by oligarchs.
Okay. This is what happens when I get overstimulated. Words in my head aren't coming out. I can't find the words in my head. Optimistic.
Yes,
is a good word. It was ended with an optimistic note. The entire book up to the ending was depressing. It was a war between inner planets and the outer satellites. And there were people that were so desperate that they would infect themselves with terminal diseases to be taken care of. And there were people that would sever all sensory contact.
Yep.
Just as penance. And it's this very bleak world with random atomic attacks from the outer satellites. And then at the very end, after all of this, he comes up with this optimistic, hopeful, you have a chance, seize it.
The entire arc of the book is kind of described in the title because the mantra throughout the book from the first page is Gullyfoyle is my name.
The stars my destiny.
Terra is my nation. Deep space is my dwelling place, and death's my destination until the end, when it goes to the title, The Stars, my destination.
Yes. And every time I hear Hollywood, and they always pass it off to a director that shouldn't fucking touch that story.
How many directors should? Because I can't think of any.
John Milius.
John Milius, I think, is legally blind now. And very old and hasn't. Well, yes, but I'm not sure Milius would be right because, as wonderful as a Conan movie is, it's not the Robert Howard Conan.
No,
and
but
I would be nervous about him changing.
He does the honor in the middle of dishonor and doing the right thing well. John Milius understands.
Oh, I wasn't saying Milius was a bad director. Not at all.
No, he's a fantastic director.
I would be nervous about changes he would want to make.
Okay, I'll give you that. Well,
it might be a great movie that came out of it. I'm just not sure it would be the book, and I'm not sure the book is adaptable despite it being a very tightly written.
It's tightly written, very sparse prose.
Yep.
And you'd think but actually every time I hear that, oh, Susan Sally May, who last did Queer Things for Funky Pings, has options. The Stars My Destination. It's like, oh, you bitch! Don't touch my book.
I will say,
Donna, you okay?
I will say, I'm kind of happy that every no-name director being called visionary is now dead because the visionary director who did Wrinkle in Time tanked it so hard that they stopped talking about that. And I'm like, what else did she direct? She did like one other movie and it was about Martin Luther King and it wasn't that good. It was hardly visionary. So
yeah, and that's just, it always handed off to these, visionary young directors. It's like, screw you. I want somebody that knows what the hell he's doing. But yeah.
Oh, okay. I know a director who he's old, but he's still working, who could do it. Nicholas Meyer, who did Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. He also did Time After Time. I'm not saying it would necessarily be great, but he's a journeyman director. He understands story, and he tries to service what's there rather than injecting, his auteurism into it.
Which is, I mean, the Stars My Destination, and people may argue with this, and I don't care. It's people, people like what they like, and you don't have to like what I like. But you can't make any changes to Stars My in my opinion, you can't make any changes to Stars My Destination that will improve it. Any change you make to that tightly written script or tightly written story is just going to degrade it. I mean, the rape of Robin Wednesday happens off scene and is maybe a sentence, but that never actually says what he does, but you know it happened, and it makes the horror of it that much worse.
I'm just like, as a screenwriting problem, I don't know how you could get certain things into the movie, like the whole backstory of Jaunting, the secret Catholic ceremonies. How do you explain the world building underlying that in a way that moves in a movie? You can just present it and assume the audience is going to go with it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not either. They just need to keep their meat hooks off that story, and just every once in a while re-release it, because people read it. That's something that really needs to be read so you can build it in your head.
The problem is, what Hollywood tends to do with classic science fiction novels is take the basic idea and then make it. And even if they make it well, there's a Hal Clement novel called Needle, which is a really good book. And there's a movie called The Hidden from the late 80s with Kyle MacLachlan in it as an FBI agent who's even weirder than the one in Twin Peaks. He's possessed by an alien, it turns out. But it's a pretty good movie, but it's totally a ripoff of Needle, and it's not as good of a story as Needle is. I really enjoyed the movie, but that's what they always do. Here's this really cool idea, then we don't have to pay the author if we just do it originally, and blah.
Well, and it would have the same problem that John Carter of Mars did. I love John Carter of Mars. One of my favorite movies of all times. Fantastic movie. I don't care what anybody thinks. I love that movie. The issue is the reviews were like,
oh yes, ripping off Star Wars.
Yeah, it's John Carter's is just a low-rate rip-off of Star Wars. You complete utter pugnut. How the hell do you get to review movies and not know your goddamn history?
Oh, that's an entry-level requirement. You've got to not know things.
Every one of them was dinking on John Carter of Mars, fantastic movie, for being a rip-off of everything else.
And to be president of SIFA without having read anything before the year 2000.
Well, apparently it's easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Flash Gordon. Does anyone remember when that lovely disco version of Flash Gordon came out?
Beautiful.
I love that movie. It's trash, but I love it.
The Flash Gordon with the Queen soundtrack is a great movie.
They totally embraced the aesthetic. I
yes,
every second of that movie.
That was such a great movie. But I remember the reviews. This is a ripoff of Star Wars. Really? People need to get out and learn their fucking history.
Give George Lucas credit. He at least understood his history. He hired Lee Brackett to write the second Star Wars movie. Granted, she only lived long enough to do one draft, but it's a Lee Brackett movie, and he knew what he was taking elements from and made sure that she got paid.
Yeah. But, and Flash Gordon is so quotable. I love that friggin' movie. Gordon's alive! You do that, my brother will go off in hysterics.
The cast. I mean, okay.
And they were chewing the scenery something fierce.
Sam Jones was not a good Flash Gordon. Nope. Fine. He works in the movie. You've got Timothy Dalton. You've got Brian Blessed. You've got friggin'
what's her name for Dale Arden?
The Swedish guy from all the Ingmar Bergman films. I can't think of his name. He just died a year or
Max
two
von
ago.
Sydow.
But Max von Sydow.
He was a great Ming, by the way, and I'll fight you over this one.
No, I'm good with that. The only 2 weak points, arguably, are the leads, and that's kind of the point, and it works.
And they were chewing the scenery, and it's like, okay. I mean, the whole throne room scene where he's throwing the little green egg. I mean, it's glorious cheese.
Yep.
But and that's one of those ones that's a terrible movie that's great.
Yes. Didn't Flash Gordon long predate Star Wars? Yes, Flash Gordon was a newspaper comic strip created by Alex Raymond, the great and mighty Alex
It
Raymond.
was also a series of novels.
I don't know about the novels.
I have 3 of them.
It started as the newspaper strip, and there were also movie serials that starred the mighty Buster Crabbe, who was amazing, even if he wasn't a particularly good actor. He was a fine actor, actually, but for having been started as an Olympic athlete who was cast for being a pretty boy, he became a really good actor.
Jesse, are your men on the right pills? I've actually done that. We had a fight in the jail, and I had broken my arm, so I wasn't allowed to the control room. So I'm watching these officers go piling into the cell on the cameras, just whimpering, and it got kind of messy. And I turned to the sergeant and went, "Are your men on the right pills?" And my chief deputy lost it. Nobody else, everybody else, like, what the hell? My chief deputy lost it. Oh, a Flash Gordon fan.
Plan 9 from Outer Space, not even close to the worst movie ever made. It's very entertaining. I'm not saying it's good. It's entertaining. You don't get bored and fall asleep watching Plan 9.
No, but it's like Flash Gordon's a terrible movie. It's so great.
Oh yes, I love it.
You've got John Carter of Mars, which is a fantastic movie.
Even if you just take the first 10 minutes, it's so brilliantly told in a cinematic way. The way he keeps trying to escape.
Well, my little sister did a blog article about how the Princess of Mars is it's terrible, and she's right. The John Carter of Mars is basically wish fulfillment for Edgar Rice Burroughs.
Sure.
I mean, what the hell they call that? It's not Mary Sue. It's
Marty Stew.
Okay, Marty Stew. And
guys.
She's right. And then Hollywood got a hold of it, and for once did things right. And as a reward for doing things right, it cratered the box office because nobody understood it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and Disney was afraid of it too. It wasn't called John Carter of Mars. It was just called John Carter. They didn't want to call it a Princess of Mars because then people would think it was a Disney princess movie. This was the thinking in the big offices. It's like, you could just sell it as what it is. No. They were afraid of what it might be seen as by the dumb public because they always assume the public is dumber than them. And
They're not always wrong.
They're not always wrong, but also studio executives are not notably bright except for being social climbers. They're really good at that, and they're really vicious at that. And outside of that, they're not terribly bright, with some exceptions.
You're not wrong.
Somebody mentioned The Phantom with Billy Zane. That was written and directed by the late, great Jeffrey Boehm. I don't love that movie. I kind of had a grudge against it because they screen tested Bruce Campbell and then they cast Billy Zane. And I'm like, you had Bruce Campbell. And this was at a period, I actually met Bruce Campbell a couple of times in the 90s and had some discussions with him. He wouldn't remember me.
Entire day with him and I hate you.
I spent one entire day with him one day when I was a college student. And anyways, one of the things he mentioned, he wasn't complaining per se, but he kept not getting leading roles because he was too handsome and looked too much like a leading man. This was apparently a stock line from producers in the 90s. So he didn't get the lead in Congo. He just gets killed off in the first minute or two of that.
Well,
it's not a great movie, but that's not the point.
the movie did not deserve to have him in it.
He didn't get the lead in The Phantom, which, okay, given the movie that was made, that's probably a good thing too, but he kept missing out on all of these opportunities because he was too handsome and he looked too much like a movie star. And these were the people who were making movies not wanting a movie star.
And the thing is, he's actually a really good actor.
He's a damn good actor.
He's actually a really good actor. Poor guy's typecast, but he's a really good actor.
Really nice guy too,
Really?
and even funnier in person than you would imagine.
Oh dear.
I introduced him to 3 friends, like just as I met him the first time. He came to my dorm, and 3 of my friends showed up, and they were all female. And so I said, Mr. Campbell, this is, Julian. And he took each hand and said, enchanted, and kissed her hand. And the next one was enameled and kissed her hand. And the third one was embalmed. And he was like that all day. It wasn't an effort. He was just funny. So you could see why he and Sam Raimi get along.
Oh, yes. Holy crap, we're 15 over.
Oh, darn.
All right, guys, we are apparently 15 minutes over the hour time limit.
Yes, I did see that petition, Jason, and I saw the fact that Bruce Campbell saw it and said, send me a script. It was brilliant.
I would honest to God, I want to get Ryan Reynolds and Bruce Campbell in the same movie.
Oh my!
Just hand them a blank sheet of paper and say, "Go over the corner and do something," and then film it.
No, okay? Here's what you need to do: find an old pulp hero in the vein of Doc Savage, but a knockoff, like someone who's not well remembered. Bruce Campbell is the mentor, and Ryan Reynolds is the sort of Doc Savage character, and that would be awesome.
With what's his nuts from Firefly is the bad guy?
Nathan Fillion?
Yes, as the bad guy.
No,
Nathan Fillion is
He
the
does
bad
a
guy.
great bad guy.
Yes, he does.
He does a great bad guy, but I was also thinking Adam Baldwin or Alan Tudyk. All 3 of them make excellent bad guys.
Have you seen that? There's a meme. I saw it for the first time. Apparently, it's an old one. I saw it the first time, where somebody wants to do a movie at a con, and it's Frodo from
Elijah Woods. Elijah Woods is played by Daniel Radcliffe,
and Radcliffe as played by Elijah Woods. as enemies at a con.
So, okay, I know we're way over, but there's one other thing. Somebody wrote a book.
No.
Shut up. Wrote a book about Bruce Campbell fans and William Shatner fans at war at a fan convention. And both Bruce Campbell and William Shatner approved it. This was about 10 years ago. I don't remember the name of it, but apparently it's hysterically funny.
But it's Daniel Radcliffe playing Elijah Woods, and Elijah Wood playing Daniel Radcliffe, and they're enemies.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
Reba Williams remake. The comments.
Remo Williams remake. Well, we just lost Fred Ward.
Yeah, we did.
No.
A month ago, but
Bruce
but-
Campbell is
as Chun, no, because you're never going to get that to fly because of the whole racial thing in Hollywood right now. But you've got lots of great Asian actors who would kill to play a Korean who aren't Korean. They would be fine with
James, he just got a star of Hollywood. He's like 80. He just got a star of Hollywood Walk of Fame.
James,
Liu?
no.
Is it Liu?
I want to say the cinematographer's name, James Wong Howe, who's dead, but like
he was in Big Trouble in Little China.
Big Trouble in Little
doesn't
China.
narrow it down any. Doesn't narrow it down any. But
he was in a lot of things really good, and he just got the star, and it was pushed forward by
I think he played,
Daniel Day Kim.
He played.
Thank you, James Wong.
Wong.
Wong. I forget.
Jimmy needs to play Chun, and Ryan Reynolds needs to play Remo Williams.
And Bruce Campbell is the bad guy
in the first episode. And
first episode.
And then
Nathan Fillion
in the second episode.
Adam Baldwin, Alan Tudyk. Yes.
Daniel Radcliffe, Elijah Wood.
Huh?
Just go through a list of do it as a serial, do it as a TV show, which you should, because it's
Remo Williams.
It's a series of books.
Yeah.
And just have Daniel Radcliffe and Elijah Wood would love to do.
Daniel Radcliffe and Elijah Wood as twins everybody thinks look alike, and make them look as different as possible. That would be hysterical.
Okay.
Have one of them wear shoes so that he's way taller than the other one too. And everyone's like, "You guys look exactly the same."
Which one are you? I didn't get irritated about it. We really need to. All right, guys.
We're way over.
we are
Sorry,
way over.
I yammer.
It happens. And honestly, Jim's not here, so I'm not.
Bruce Campbell is Wilford Brimley's character. I approve of this. Let's remake every Wilford Brimley movie with Bruce Campbell in it, starting with Absence of Malice, because Bruce Campbell would own that 2 scenes that Wilford Brimley's in.
I'm just thinking of Bruce Campbell in.
Hard Target.
No. Okay, but no. Water, C word,
Cocoon.
Cocoon.
Yes.
Bruce Campbell as Wilford Brimley, Cocoon.
And Cocoon the Return.
All right, guys. Y'all be safe. Jim will be back on Thursday, so 3:00 on his YouTube channel. Right? Y'all be safe.
Ciao.